Well, hello there. Isn't it glorious? I'm out. It's about 1 o'clock. It's half past one. Half past, and it's lovely and warm outside. I'm just enjoying this sunshine. Yeah, I don't know if any of you have noticed, but I've got different glasses on. No, the little tiny. I don't know if you can see that. The little tiny bobbin there that holds the side frames on. Well, my old glasses, they popped off. So I took them back in to get mended on Tuesday. And yeah, they said it was going to take a week. But they phoned me this morning, said, no, they're fixed. You can come and get them. So I'm going to have to drive into town tomorrow and pick them up. Yeah, I do miss my proper glasses because they're very focused. These are just, I think I spent, no, these ones are £5 I got from Boots. These are the cheap single focus, and they're bloody horrible, to be honest. And they only lasted a week before the hinge come unstuck, so I had to super glue that back together again. So I'm not impressed with the Boots cheap ones, mind you, a fiver. Yeah, not a lot in it. Anyways, but yeah, I do miss my varifocals. So they really were clear to look, because I normally look through the top of the lenses when I'm watching telly, and then when I'm reading stuff, look through the bottom. It's so natural to do that now. At first it wasn't, was it? It was, you felt like you were falling over all the time. Or you felt giddy because every time you moved, you were looking through different parts of the glass and you didn't realise what you're looking at because of the focal length and everything. Anyway, so that happened on Tuesday. Also, on Tuesday, I don't know if you're going to be a bit squeamish, you might want to fast forward a couple of minutes. But yeah, I went to the podiatrist about my toe. This is a toe injury. Remember I told you about, I think it was the 2nd of January, I burnt my toe on a heater. I was so exhausted from finishing work. I sat down in front of the telly box to watch something, and I put my feet up on the footstool, and there was an electric fire next to us. Anyway, it was one of these oil-filled radiators. So anyway, I put my feet up, and then I promptly fell asleep in the chair. As you do. I must have moved. I must have put my foot down on the floor, and then my toe came to rest on the heater and then burnt my toe. Anyway, I didn't notice anything. I got up and went to bed. It was only the next day when I realised that my foot had got blisters all over my toe. Anyway, I came home on the 10th. My missus says, you're going to the hospital. Then spent the next 5 days in hospital having my toe looked at. They took X-rays. They did angiograms. They did angioplasty, where they put a pipe down my leg just to see if there was any blockages in the veins. And there is a blockage. So yeah. Anyway, this is now Tuesday. I think it was the whatever day Tuesday was last. I went in to see the podiatrist. Now she looked at my foot and said, "Oh, well, I think we'll have a look at this." So she managed to cut off a big pad on the ball of my toe, was where the big thick meaty bit was. She cut that bit off. She said it was all dead anyway. So she cut this piece off and had a good root around inside the wound, and she pulled out 2 pieces of bone. One was a very thin sliver about the size of my thumbnail there, and she pulled that out. And then there was a smaller piece that she pulled out as well. So hopefully she got it all out. But I do feel a lot better for that. So she put me back on the antibiotics again. There's more to come about the antibiotics. And she's now put me on having my dressing done 3 times a week now. So yeah, that will mean driving all over the place. I've got to go to all sorts of different tiny little places that they do treatment. So rather than just being the one across the road, which takes me literally 2 minutes to walk to, I'm going to have to drive halfway across town to visit these tiny little places just to have the dressing of my foot changed. She wanted me to go all the way out to Goole in one place, and I said, no, I don't want to do that. I said, I'll get my wife would change the dressing for us. So anyway. Yeah, so I've been back on the antibiotics for about a week now, or since Tuesday, to be honest. And I'm not impressed. I don't like these. When you're in hospital and they give you medication, they don't give you the warning leaflet. Now, I was a bit surprised when I got the new antibiotics. They actually gave me the warning leaflet, which I read, and this explains why I was feeling so down when I was on the first batch of antibiotics. They made me short of breath. I lost my appetite. I had aching joints and muscles, and I was in a right off state. I mean, walking upstairs to the bedroom it absolutely took it right out of me. It really did exhaust me. But yeah, they put me on this. They haven't put me on the same two antibiotics. They just put me on one now, which is not so bad. But this is one with a warning on it, saying about you lose your appetite and stuff like that. It's it certainly knocks you for six, taking all these antibiotics. Yeah, okay, you need to get rid of the infection, but some of the side effects, blimey, do you in. So I don't know whether to, if I do start to get these recurring symptoms again, I might just go and see the doctor, see if he can issue me anything stronger than this particular one that I'm on now. But yeah, it's not so funny, is it? I have actually lost quite a bit of weight actually since I've come home. I've lost about 5 kilos in weight since I've come home from hospital. I weighed myself when I got in, and in the last month I've lost 5 kilos, which is good now. I'm probably at my lightest that I've been for a long time now. I know I got down to 93. Well, now I'm 92.3, so that's another half a kilo less than I have been before. So that's a good thing, isn't it? Oh, the robins. Oh, it's quite. I was looking out the window yesterday morning at breakfast time, and there was 3 robins fighting in the garden. Yeah, we put down some mealworms for the robins, and we put out a bit of bird seed as well. And of course, the big fat pigeons come for the bird food, and the robins just love some of the mealworms. But yeah, there's 3 of them fighting in there, trying to dominate who's going to eat everything first. Yeah. And Sarah saw some blue tits. She was lucky enough to see the blue tits in the garden, but I don't think they stop. I don't think they have any particular place that they stay. I think they just go from garden to garden to garden, eating what they can. But yeah, it was nice to see them. I do like the blue tits. And I don't know if you remember, it must be a good couple of years ago now, I actually set up a camera in the garden, and I caught the blue tits. Caught the robin, and I also caught a starling as well. I was really quite impressed with the starlings up close. How colourful they are. I know they're a bit of a nuisance because there's so many of them. When they do come down, it's not just one; it's 7 or 8. But yeah, I do remember. Actually, I suppose most of you do remember seeing the vast clouds of starlings as they flew across the sky. Really, they would swim across the sky like a shoal of fish, changing directions and darting here, darting there, as if evading a predator, as it were. Yeah, very nice. I do like the garden stuff. And of course, you saw the video I took down East Park. Well, when I went out driving the other day, because it was my mother-in-law's birthday on Wednesday, I actually went and got her some little flowers. So I drove to the garden centre, and I've noticed that there are coming up lots of snowdrops coming up out all over the place now. This is out in the wild where people wouldn't have planted anything. I can't imagine. These are on the sides of the roads and stuff, just coming up natural. Really nice to see. I do like the snowdrops. Yeah, what else? I was going to mention something else. Yeah, of course, I should have gone back to work on the 10th, which it's not what I want. I didn't want to have time off work. I certainly haven't chosen the right time of year. I mean, apart from today, I certainly haven't chosen the right time of year to go off sick. If I was going to plan to go off sick, it would have been during the summer months. But then again, it would have been warmer in the cabin, so I wouldn't have had the heater out, so I wouldn't have burnt my foot. But yeah, you get the idea. Yeah. What else has been happening? Oh, all sorts have been happening. But yeah, just mainly this week it's my foot. Sarah took me out yesterday, Friday. She took me down to the Deep again. I didn't take my camera because I've only just done the Deep late last year, so I didn't want to bore you with another video of the Deep. Mostly the same animals in there. They've really changed any of the exhibits. But we did see the frogs. The frogs were out. The poison dart frogs, the blue ones, and they all seem to be blue. I didn't see any red ones. I like the red ones, but yeah, the blue ones are quite nice. Yeah, it's very interesting. Didn't see many of the bigger fish in the big enclosure. Didn't seem to be there. Bit of a shame. But some of them were. I suppose they're getting on a bit. I suppose they've been there for years. But anyway, so that's it then. So it's Saturday. Absolutely gorgeous sunshine. I hope you all managed to get out and sit in the sun for a bit. I've heard that there's a bit of snow coming. And when I got up this morning, took the car out to get a bit of shopping for Valentine's Day. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a rip-off, isn't it? I know, but it means something to Sarah and I. Just once a year, it's just me and her. Apart from our birthdays, which is me and her, and her anniversary, and her birthday and my birthday. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, it's nice to get out. Anyway, the car was covered in frost. Yeah, quite thick frost, which I didn't really expect. I didn't go out until about 11. So, yeah, managed to get that off and go for a drive. Anyway, so that's about it then. Saturday. Have a great evening if you can. Enjoy each other's company if you can. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye then.